most recent layouts that I've done. So this one is literally, at the point of putting these videos up, this was the last layout that I did. Absolutely loved it. This is me doing a smasher pad. This is a smash, no, this was the class. Sorry, my apologies. This was the class that I ran and people played along at home and were able to get the kits. I am definitely running another one of those. I'm finalising the details of what we want in the kits at this stage. So I'm waiting for a little bit of feedback and then we'll make a decision on that. Absolutely loved how this one turned out. So it's a double page layout. And you know what? I'm holding it around the wrong way. It's supposed to be that way because this flower joins. You see this? Holding it around the wrong way, Karen. There you go. So that one works. I absolutely love that one. This one, I actually had a lot of really positive feedback from this one. This was a cut file that I duplicated heaps and heaps and heaps of times, cut out a stack of them, and they're like love heart they're like a little sprig of, and imagine that instead of a flower, it's a love heart. That's what it was. And I absolutely love it. And everyone was over the moon with how I did my title with the glossy accents over the top with the ink blending underneath. So I absolutely love that one. This one, super cute, neutral tones, Jen Hadfield, absolutely loved it. I love these papers. I know I do a lot of bright stuff, but I really do like these color tones as well. So I absolutely love that one. This one was our blue tongue lizard that we had in the backyard. Now this is where I used the Crypt texture paste from Ranger. And sorry about that. So tickling my throat. So that one turned out really good. I absolutely love that, and you can feel the texture, and because you're looking at a lizard, you sort of think it's a lizard. It's pretty good. I love that one. This one here was another one that got really good feedback. This is from my Smasher Pad series. This is the Craft and Create 6x6 paper pad that I'm currently smashing. I think I've got maybe one, maybe two more layouts that I can get out of that paper pad. And I just did a hexagon thing. That was my theme. So I did the border with it. The thing is, with a stencil, you can get multiple looks because you can do it really light, you can do it really heavy, you can get a really solid color if you put texture through it, and it's all the one stencil. So you can get a lot of bang for buck when you use stencils. It's fantastic. I love them. This one, speaking of stencils, this one blew my mind. I love this. Love, love, love how this turned out. At the time, I was a little dubious. I wasn't sure because there is a fair bit of white space. I probably could have done some splatters. That's what most people would probably do. But, you know me, I need my specs to be constructive, not just... So, that's why I do it like that. So, that was just a 12 by 12 stencil. And I put through some distress oxides, and I went from a blue to a blue-green to a yellow, an orangey, like it was mustard seed, out to a lemon, right out the lemon, squeezed lemonade, right around the outside. And then I put over the top, I just went through my stencil with, what did I use? The Nuvo, I used the Nuvo Glacier Paste, and it's in colour Glacier, winter white. So that went over the top. Now if you can see, as it's fully dried down, can you see how it's just taken on a slight, you can see the colour through it, but it's kind of, it's still shiny. Like, give it a go is what I'm saying. Give it a go. It is a stunning result. I absolutely love it. This one is for my pink layout. That is for the Rainbow YouTube Hop with Crazy Craft Obsession. This is my pink layout, and it's actually going up tomorrow, believe it or not. And I love how this one turned out. It's so simple, but it turned out so pretty, and I absolutely love this Kaiser Craft stencil. It just looks so pretty when you put something through it and just have it like you're not trying to create grunge, you're just trying to create something, a bit of interest in a white spot. I absolutely love how that turned out. And look, I used some chipboard. I never use chipboard, but it fitted, it worked. Priceless, it was priceless, you know, it was good. So, and a bit of glossy accents over my title was from, I think it was Cocoa Vanilla. I think they were, I don't know, I can't remember it off the top of my head. They're Cocoa Vanilla titles. This one's a really current one as well. This is using the Paige Evans, is it Garden Shop? I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Garden Shop. If not, it's her latest one. No, it is. It's Wild, Bloom and Wild collection. And I fussy cut the flowers and I added some liquid pearls into the center of them. I just added a little bit of white. I've got a die that just cuts these little tiny bits of white sort of, it's called branches, but they're quite tiny. I just call them like flower sprigs. And I just put some bits and pieces on top, little bits of, just little dots, just random. And it just gives added interest to the page without lots of bulk. Like you can see there, that is not a bulky layout at all, but it looks really cool. And they're the Paige Evans Happy Days stickers. This one was another one for my Smasher Pad series. I wanted to use a stack of little tiny flowers and diamantes to create a waterfall. And I also wanted to show you that if you don't have a film strip, you can make your own. So if you check that video out, you can see how I made that and put the acetate and stuff in there. So it's actually not acetate, it's actually packaging from the millions of things that I buy. So there you go. So that one turned out really nice. I love that one. Now this one blew the internet up. I gotta be honest, I loved it, but I was hoping that you guys did, and you did. So this one is, so I did a live and I cut these strips. I intended on using them and I didn't use them. So what I decided to do was create a sort of in and out sort of, that's what I wanted your eyes to do. And then on the out, I wanted it to just be all butterflies going all over the place. Now I've got a Bow Bunny butterfly stamp, so that's what I used. And I just used some Distress Oxides. And as you can see, these are Distress Oxides. That's how they stamp. Are they picture perfect? No, but they look pretty awesome to me. And I used my blending brushes to put the different colours on the stamp. So, and then what I did is I did a second generation stamp for underneath. So when their little wings come up, you can see underneath them and it looks like a shadow. That's, see? It's the same stamp, but it's the second generation underneath. I did have some people asking me what the generation thing was. So when you ink your stamp up and you put it on your paper the first time, you get this really dark image. That's first generation stamping. Second generation is the second time you put it down, and third generation is the third time you put it down. It just shows that there's still ink on there. You can keep getting more impressions from it. So that works really well. I love that one. This one also worked really well. This was just me doing a punch. This is actually, this is a live that I did. So if you want to check that out, it's under my live section on YouTube. And yeah, I absolutely love how that one turned out as well. Lots of texture, bling, and I used some rub-ons to create some butterflies. So these ones I put the rub-ons onto onto tracing paper and trimmed around them, and that way their little wings, I can use rub-ons, but I can make rub-ons three-dimensional. So I absolutely love that technique. This one is another one that is super, super pretty. I just absolutely love this one, and there's not a lot to say. There's a bit of hexagon texture paste in the background, a little bit of ink, very, very light ink in the background. I did some around the border, and I just pretty much watercolored. I used ink, but I watercolored the flowers, and they're just a generic one that I picked up off the Cricut Design Space, and just cut them out on an American Crafts white textured cardstock, and that's the result that you get. And I just put some bling in the center. Some of those are Pink Fresh Studio. They are called, I want to get this right because these are stunning. They are the Pink Fresh Studio Glitter Drops Blossom. That's the color that I've used there, just so I'm getting it right, because I do have a cheaper version of bling, but whenever I use the Pink Fresh, I want to make sure you know which one it is. So that one is pretty cute. It's one of my Easter collections. So this is really recent. This one's in April, and I did this one actually in the week of Easter. So I actually used some actual foil from your Easter eggs, and I just cut out some Easter eggs on my Cricut, and I literally just covered the pieces and stuck them down. Probably could have cut the circles. It was brought to my attention afterwards. Much easier way would have been to cut the full circle like I've done there, cover that, and then just put the cut file on top. But of course I always think of doing it the hard way. I don't know why, but yes, you're right, that is much, much easier. And these are my bling from Alina Crafts. I absolutely love them. They're so pretty. In real life you can see them a lot better. And I did my title, two-tone title with Distress Oxides with glossy accents over the top. And I think that pops beautifully. Obviously that was Easter quite a few years ago. This one, I love this layout. I'm really liking where my head's at the moment with my layouts. And this one was all nice neutral tones, and it was the new, I want to tell you what it is. Sorry, look at me, I'm hopeless. I'm going to put my address on there. It is the new, this is what it is. The new Simple Stories, Simple Life papers. That's what it is. And I bought the 6x8 because if I'm doing a white base, I don't need to buy the 12x12s. I use that one. And I do have the stickers, but I haven't used them yet, believe it or not. Don't worry, watch this space. They will be getting used real soon. So I absolutely love that, and that cut file is a pear tree cut file. This one is another Easter one that I made. These are my little fluffy bunnies. I have wanted to do, this is so silly, but I have wanted to do fluffy Easter bunnies for years and never knew how I could do it. Well, I jumped online, I bought myself some grey flocking powder. It came in this little tiny bag. It looks so suspicious. But the packet was so light, it's crazy. But I bought some grey flocking powder. I cut my bunnies out. Then I cut the bunnies out with the adhesive. So then I put the adhesive down, put the flocking on top, and now I have fluffy bunnies. I'm so excited. I love them. So I love bunnies. Bunnies are just my thing. Bunnies and dragonflies, I love them. But my favourite animal of all time is an orangutan. There you go. You've learnt something about me. I love orangutans. Hoppy Easter. This one was with the Lindy's Magical Powders. I used them as a paint rather than sort of put it down and create a starburst. And I really do like how it looks, but for some reason I can't really get it to look how it looks in real life under these lights. It looks stunning. So I don't know why, I just can't quite get it to look how it looks in real life on here. So yeah, it looks great. I love it. This one is another layout using the current 6x6 Smasher Pad series that I'm doing. And no, what am I thinking? This is not Smasher Pad. Stop with the Smasher Pad. This is one of the layouts for the class that I was running. So I've got, I am running, I'm about to start a new class. So this one is one of the layouts that, using the kit that you can purchase from Crazy Craft Obsession. And these classes are up free for you guys to go for gold. You can do them whenever you like. If you don't have exactly my materials, you can still copy, or scrap lift, I think they call it these days. I'm more than happy for you to do that. I think it's, honestly, it's flattering that anyone would want to copy what I do. So go for broke. And yeah, I absolutely love how that one turned out. So again, that's one of the classes. So you will find these layouts all under the classes, and they're class 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's just the different layouts. So I don't know what this one is. I think it might be 2. This one is one, hang on, I stuffed that up. That was the Smasher Pad. That was Smasher Pad. Oh my God. This one is the classes. So this was class number 1. So that's Smasher Pad. This is the class. So the classes are using the rainbow pad. So that's what I created with class number 1. If you want to duplicate it, be my guest. Have a look under the free classes playlist, and you will see all of the instructions and what I used and how I did them. So that's that one. I love how this one turned out. I went through a thing for a couple of days where all I wanted to do was ink blend. I just wanted to ink blend and get my ink blending techniques better. And I love how this one turned out. It was just a photo from work as I walked out the back door, and it just looked stunning. So I had to take the photo because I love sunsets and I love sunrises. So I had to do that one. Absolutely beautiful. This one is one where I wanted to go to town with some sewing on the page. I did this. This is a cut to you cut file, I think it is. Is it a cut to you cut file? There's a way I can check because they cut wonky. Yes, so that's a cut to you cut file. And when I say they cut wonky, they cut sort of, I don't know if everyone else does this, but as it cuts, instead of just cutting straight, it sort of goes zzz, like that, and it always makes me feel like my machine's going to break. I don't know why it does it like that, but anyway. I still use them because they're beautiful cut files. So I used all the bling in the background is the cheap bling that I bought from Alina Crafts online, and it basically allows me to go to town with the bling and not feel guilt that I'm using so much of it and it costs a fortune. So, because let's be honest, we all do that, right? So I absolutely love how this one turned out. And the sewing, that's what it looks like on the front. You want to see what it looks like on the back? An absolute nightmare. But it's okay, because it looks good there. Doesn't matter, because you're not going to see that when it's in your album. So that's, I love that one. That one turned out really good. This one was Smasher Pad as well. This one I cut some leaf shapes, created a wreath, got my dies out, and I cut a nice bow, and I put it through an embossing folder, and I put some ink on the embossing folder. So it turned out really nice. I like that one. Green and blue. It's not, I've done a couple of green and blue because of this paper pad, and which is the Craft and Create. I think that's what it's called, Craft and Create. And I absolutely love how it turned out. Now this one, everyone went crazy over this one. Everyone loved it. I love it too. Trust me, I absolutely love it. Now this one, I used the Nouveau Glimmer Paste in the background. I think this was a design team layout. This is another one of those large titles from the Paige Evans, you know, that one sheet that I was talking about. There's another one of the titles of it. I just cut it out and then ran over the top of it with some glossy accents. And now it looks like it's kind of looks like an epoxy title. That's what it looks like. So I absolutely love that one. And yes, that's the blooming, did I say title was from Garden Shop, okay, but everything else on here, these are Pink Fresh Bling, and the flowers, etc., are from the Blooming Wild collection. This one was one that I was asked to do a layout using all different patterns in the background. Can I do something with it, and can I use some mixed media to get it to work? This is what I came up with. I think it works. I wasn't happy with how much yellow went down. I think it sort of covered up a little bit too much. But I was happy with it in the end, and everyone else seemed to think it was okay as well. And it was very difficult for me because I don't usually do patterns like that, but it was a good challenge. I liked it. And this is lucky last for the layouts. I love this one. This is just, I used my Distress Oxide sprays and I used them as a paint, and I literally just painted a rainbow. Then I used my generic stamps with numbers and letters, all different ways, and that's what I came up with. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I realised this was a lot of layouts, but sometimes it's good to just flick through them quickly and see what you want to create. So stick around, the next couple of months will be very interesting. There'll be more classes for you to, free classes if you want to purchase any of the class packs. There will be a lot more inspiration coming your direction, and I will be continuing to create 6 videos a week for you guys, and hopefully a couple more lives chucked in. So let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I will chat to you soon. Bye for now.